What's up, everybody? This is Gleb from the Cellframe content team. Last time I spoke to you guys from New York from the piers, and today I am in San Francisco. This is one of America's gateways to Asia, very Asian influenced city. California was just a backwater until the gold rush in the middle of the 19th century. The local football team, who just won a big game yesterday, are called the 49ers, so shout out to them. After the gold rush, California grew and is one of the farming powerhouses of the world. It's the seventh largest economy in the world, and that's a lot of that has to do with tech, but it is a farming powerhouse. Right now we're on the coast. There's a coastal range of mountains here, and just past that is the Central Valley inland, where just so much food is grown. It's a very dry, hot climate, but rivers flow through there from the Sierra Nevada and the mountains, and that's why the California Central Valley is an incredibly fertile powerhouse. So, but of course, a lot of people know California now, especially Northern California, for tech. And today we're going to see what that's all about. We're going to head we're going to head south from San Francisco itself into the Silicon Valley. So Palo Alto, where Stanford is, and check out what's going on over there in the crypto scene. I've got a ticket to a crypto meetup today called Crypto and Banking. So we'll see what that's all about and check out some more stuff in the Bay Area. What's up, everybody? I'm a little farther down the pier. There's pelicans and cormorants flying around here, and here are the San Francisco Bay seals here in the harbor. One of the cool things about the West Coast is that, unlike the East Coast, which has been built up for hundreds of years, the West Coast is still a lot more wild. And actually, the ocean out here is more violent, and the cliffs on the ocean are bigger. So the Pacific Ocean, despite its name as of being a peaceful ocean, the West Coast is more wild. There's big animals out here and big waves and a lot of cool stuff out here to see nature-wise. What's up, everybody? I'm here in Mountain View, California, not too far from the Google headquarters. And this is in Silicon Valley. This is called the Museum of Computer History. And there's a lot of, computers are so important in our culture, and they're going to be so important in our history for thousands of years. And so the fact that there are some, here in Silicon Valley, some key moments from the early history of computers makes this a pretty interesting place to visit. This is a good museum. They've got behind me, or here projected onto me right now, is one of the earliest works of computer video art, and together with one of the earliest works of computer music. What's up, y'all? I'm here with the beautiful CDC 6600, a 3 megaflop computer from 1964, which sold for $10 million. And I just have one question for you, Dimitri. Can you run a Cellframe node on this baby? What's up, y'all? I'm back here at the beginning of the History of Computers Museum. It's very interesting. It starts with primitive calculators and punch card machines. And it's really interesting to see how computers evolved essentially out of the need to make calculations and the need to store data. And this museum goes all the way through from the most primitive punch card machines through to, supercomputers, and then also integrated circuits, going up to personal computers, mobile computers, graphics, interfaces, the birth of the video game art as an art form and an industry. But of course, blockchain is not yet represented in this museum. And I think we can all agree that they need to move over and make a little bit of room for Satoshi Nakamoto, because the whole idea of a distributed ledger technology is obviously a revolution within computing. And you can see that computing, the very origins of computing, are all about record keeping. And the idea of decentralized record keeping is kind of a very fundamental and important shift in the history of computing.
Powerful circuits designed to further mankind's future progress in all fields of endeavor. This is Univac, tomorrow's miracle of electronics, here today. In government, industry, science, and in the defense of our nation.
What's up, everybody? And we're here on the beautiful campus of Stanford University. And there are a few theories about why Silicon Valley exists here, but pretty much a lot of them go back to the presence of Stanford. And you know, MIT was the big innovative hub in the 20th century and even during the time that Silicon Valley was growing. But here in the 1950s, a fellow named Frederick Terman was active here in Stanford, and they created a model of developing entrepreneurial businesses and tying that into the university. So there's a special, even legal framework that is often used as an example of the relationship between Stanford and the businesses that are grown that are related to the work done in the labs and engineering department here at Stanford. So Stanford is really the core of Silicon Valley, and the reason that it took over for Boston area and MIT as the leader in computing has a lot of historical reasons, but some of it has to do with the presence of the people such as Terman, who created this hub here in Northern California. What's up, everybody? I'm here at the Hannah House event and co-working space in downtown Palo Alto, right next to Stanford campus. And it's a chill vibe here. We've got people just milling around, eating pizza. The topic of the day for today's Crypto Monday event is banking on the blockchain.
Hi, I'm Mo Newlands from One Piece. I'm here at Crypto Mondays, Palo Alto. Palo Alto is about 30 miles south of San Francisco, for those of you who don't know it. There's a really active crypto scene here in Silicon Valley. Where we are now in Palo Alto, there's a lot of very experienced developers building BTP projects, building infrastructure, building large-scale companies. They tend to be more seasoned engineers who have moved south from San Francisco when they're younger and are really trying to build big projects. Often they, for example, went to Stanford, they went to Facebook, or they went to Google, and then they're launching their Web3 project. We have an event every week in Palo Alto, and once a month we have a larger event.
Cool, thank you very much.
Differentiating the blockchain from the first use case, the banking, which was cryptocurrency. So all of a sudden we can now focus on, well, what are the benefits? What can you do in a Web3 world that you couldn't do in a Web2 world? And let's start looking at the infrastructure of how we do know your customer, AML, compliance, settlement. All of these issues around the functioning of our financial systems and having money move more efficiently, more cost effectively, and I think ultimately also reducing the barriers to entry of the cost of compliance that has made the financial system extremely expensive and increasingly difficult for regional and smaller banks to compete, which has contributed to so much consolidation in the overall banking industry, particularly after the global financial crisis. So I actually see a lot of very positive things coming out of it.
What's up, everybody? So the meetup is now in the networking phase. People are milling about, getting to know each other. Met some cool people here today. The panel was all about regulation, and more regulation. That's really the talk of the town here. I guess in America overall, with the fallout of the FTX debacle. Of course, now is a very different mood than at the last conference I went to, when crypto was still kind of feeling very panicked post FTX. A lot of optimism here. A lot of people. There was a banker and a lawyer speaking at the event, and the banker mentioned that a lot of big banks are going full speed ahead on blockchain innovations within their businesses. And another thing to tie back to the theme of regulation, people are saying that startup funding right now is very tough, but investors are very much looking for some regulatory clarity if they choose to invest in a project. And the lawyer gentleman said that right now the SEC here in America is kind of engaging in a practice that's like you either ask for permission or ask for forgiveness. And they're starting to do more of the ask for permission thing, where the SEC is actually welcoming startups to go and ask them if what they're doing is legal or not. And then they'll actually write you a letter saying that what you are doing is actually legal under reg, and they won't prosecute you. So such a letter is a good thing to have right now if you're raising money in Silicon Valley. But really overall here, people are excited about the prospect of mass adoption, talking about mass adoption in real estate, NFTs, and a lot of serious people here building serious projects. And I'm going to go back and see if I can meet some more of them and see what else is up. But I'm pretty tired here after a day touring San Francisco, so this is Gleb for the Cellframe content team in Silicon Valley signing off. Peace. Good night.